Live with Nicky D, man. You already know what it is, man.
Yes,
Nicky
sir.
D's.
With Nicky D's, you know what I
Nicky
mean?
D's with the
Yeah.
Yo,
S
my
on it.
man, dog. Like, thank you for tapping in with us at undergroundhiphopblog.com.
Nah, thank y'all for having me. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as I came across your content just recently, bro, I was blown away.
Man,
Like,
respect.
I'm just being real, bro.
Bless.
And me being a chief editor, and Cthree being a chief editor. I love how everything just came about so organic.
Yeah, me too. I prefer it that way. So the fact that did y'all DM me or not DM
I
me?
think we DM'd you.
Yeah. And then I tapped in, and that's just how it's supposed to happen.
That's
to
how
me.
that's how it should be done,
Facts.
right?
Right.
Yeah,
Man,
that's a dope track,
the
too.
Thought Fest.
That's a,
Thank
At C3, that's like one of the biggest festivals in SoCal right now.
period.
Shout out
You know
to
what I mean?
60 East. Shout out
Yeah.
to the whole team
It was a dope day.
holding it down. How'd you like it?
I loved it. I mean, I love when I can go. I'm from the IE. I'm from Reno Valley. I've been living in LA for like the last 6 years, but I love when I can go back and feel the love, the love from people I grew up with and the areas I'm like very, very familiar with. So to be able to pull up to Ontario and go rock my set, like that's just like nostalgia for me. So it was dope, man. And it's dope to see somebody doing something out in the IE, My man's Noah James held us down for a long time, booking us at the Vibe, the Common
shout
Ground.
out to Noah James.
I was like one of my first shows. I was 16. They used to kick me out the club after I got off stage because I was old enough to get in.
Yo,
So,
C3, have you ever rocked the Vibe before out there in Riverside?
The vibe? Nah.
No? It was an iconic landmark
it was
of a
it
joint,
was lived
man.
up to
Like,
his name. It was the Vibe for sure.
the staff was cool. The joint was cool.
It's not there no more?
I used to go when Noah James used to pack it out, bro. When the capacity is like only like 200, but he would have 400 in there.
Yeah, like people had to be outside in the
Yeah.
front, like where the gate is and shit.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know who I actually got introduced to way back in 2012, and it was at the Vibe, and I will always remember this. It was like honestly one of our first interviews. It was a kid by the name of Stevie Crooks.
That's my dog. Like for real, we're from Reno Valley. That's my dog.
Okay, wait a minute, dog.
That's-
So it's not a coincidence that the first time I ever met him was back in 2012. He was headlining with Curtis King
Yeah,
at the Vibe, bro.
yeah. Did he come out with the mask on, or that was
I don't
after
think
that?
so.
Because he used to do this run of that was like his performance. Like he would come out with a ski mask on. Like he's one of the first people I ever seen do that. And like that used to make people go crazy. Like, yeah, that's a big homie. Like
How did it start for you, bro?
But I'm sure you're not surprised that I'm mentioning his name.
Not at
because,
all.
That dude's been doing his thing, right?
for a long time. Yeah, that's one of probably the first person in Reno Valley that had a name that ever reached out and embraced me.
Wow,
So,
bro, that means a lot, man.
that's-
Because the IE, right? C3, there's a pocket of hip hop.
Oh, yeah,
community out
absolutely,
there, right,
absolutely.
C3? It's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah. Which artist influenced you from the IE, from the Inland Empire?
From the IE, man. So Stevie, y'all familiar with UTB?
Yes.
Under the Bottom, like
Yep.
Feo, Cassius,
Yep,
my man
yep.
Dre Biggs, like, just people from my city. You know what I'm saying? My man DJ Cornbreeze. A lot of people that I feel fortunate and blessed that I got to know them because I was listening to their music before I ever met them. You know what I'm saying? And Stevie.
When did you want to take hip hop serious? You know what I mean? When was you like I'm ready? Like,
Since a kid, I fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you remember like your first real hip hop song that you just loved. Just that feeling.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
like it. You know what I'm saying? So
shit,
from the-
Tupac, keep your head up. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's a one. That's a one. Yeah, like, that's what made me want to take it serious. And then I just related to the content a lot too.
Right.
Like what
right.
people was talking about. I found, what rappers was talking about was closer to my life than any other genre of
Let's
music.
talk about your introspection. You know what I mean? Like the stuff you talk about. Like,
Yeah.
what inspired that? What inspired the elaborate imagination? What inspired the articulate rhymes? You know what I mean? Because it's not like it's not what we usually hear.
I don't know. I always been big on like the English language. Period. I like to say I have a different relationship with the English language than most folks. So just even outside of rapping, like I had an advanced reading level as a kid. I was like in the second, third grade, able to read like 11th grade, 12th grade reading level. So I was into poetry. I liked reading books and stuff. So I think that's like subconsciously that's what played a part.
Okay,
Also
I gotta
wanting
do
to
this.
rap.
I gotta do this too.
Yeah.
What? Give me 3 monumental albums to you.
So Illmatic, Nas, Midnight Marauders, Tribe Called Quest, and The Blueprint from Hove.
The Blueprint,
Jay-Z.
huh? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. That's a cold 3 right there. That's a
Yeah.
cold 3.
That's like my top 3. Like Illmatic's number 1, but there's no order for like Blueprint, Midnight Marauders.
Yeah.
They both equally are like influential to me.
Damn, man. I had to, I was playing with it too. I was trying to like figure out, but Ready to Die had to go in there. I had to throw Ready to Die, because it was so short and sweet. It's like we didn't get a whole lot of them, but
Right.
that Ready to Die was so impactful. Cause bro, it's not too many times where you can hear an actual story in the album. And
Yeah.
Biggie was born in the album, literally.
Right. Yeah. Like it's so cohesive that all the skits tie in, and it's like you like something I like that Jay-Z said, like it takes you your whole life to make your first album. So when in that era, we was getting these rappers' entire lives up until that point in them first albums, and it's almost like you feel like you grew up with them in a way.
Absolutely.
If they articulated
Do you think today's age, like as far as like the digital world, did it take away from like, you know what I mean, the love of the music?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was just talking about this with my Uber driver on the way here.
Primary law of the universe, synchronicity. There it is.
Yeah, we was talking about that, bro, and we touched on like, I feel like humanity has gotten more shallow. Period. Like in the especially the last 10 years, and a big thing for me is art imitates life. So, I be mad at it, and then when I sit back and look at it, I'm like, I kind of can't. Like, look at what we around right now. Look what's going on in the world. It's a lot of low vibrations.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it took away from it, and it's unfortunate. But I think like that just means that we gotta dig and find the artists that like what y'all do here. We gotta dig and find the artists that are still doing what we grew up on,
right? And
show them the love rather than focus on whoever's not doing it.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, inbound.
Well, off camera, we were talking about the whole generational thing. I'm 37, 38. You're 28.
Yeah,
28.
And then we got these youngsters that are 18, 17 that are killing it right now.
Right. Yeah.
So do you embrace the younger generation?
Absolutely. Because I understand exactly what they doing. I get it. Because me and Cthree was just talking about, like, we're the generation that, like, we were the last ones to know what life was without the internet. And then we also grew up with the internet. So there's that. And then we even from, like, a musical standpoint, we remember what, like, the true art form of hip hop was, but we was also turning up to like Soulja Boy and all this type of stuff. So we was just talking about that. We understand both sides of it.
Right. Because it's crazy. Because like I was just gonna even just piggyback off of it. Like we had Kanye and Soulja at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Lupe and Soulja Boy at the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's an interesting generation that we in right now. And we got a lot of tools at our disposal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're blessed in that regard. You know what I'm saying? To where we have these things that artists beforehand didn't have, but it also makes it like more saturated. So in a way, like even though you got these tools to help you out, the playing field has been even so much that it's like you gotta 100%. Go extra hard to stand out now. You know what I'm saying? And beforehand it was like in a way being skilled was enough to stand out, and now.
Right.
It's not entirely like that. But that's why I rock with y'all here, because it's like
still
just
the
being
skill.
skilled.
Right.
Y'all are about the skill.
Look, bro, like I've worked with, hundreds, if not thousands of rappers, right?
Right.
And first impression is key. especially in the field that I'm in, right, in the rapid phase of the blogging community, where so many people are having publicists and emailing and just trying to get their name out there. But
Yeah.
like when I came across your page or Instagram specifically, I already knew right off top, like, yo, about like, you've paid your dues.
I appreciate that.
There's a certain technique people have to go about when they're promoting themselves, branding themselves, especially with the Instagram. I see your technique, bro. Like you nailed it on the coffin, bro. And it's and I see your uniformity. Like, what I'm saying? It's all uniform.
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
brand.
Absolutely.
You got a dope pick with Alchemist. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And then you follow that up with other dope live performances, and then you're in radio stations or dope music videos. And you keep it music.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
I no offense to the artists that are like put their personal lives out there on their gram, but like honestly, for me, like I could fucking give a shit.
right. There's a lot of that going on.
I saw your page, and I'm like, bro, you're a hip hop artist page.
Right.
How
Yeah,
do you
and
feel
that's
about
that's just what I like to do. I feel like, don't get me wrong, like it's you got to have an identity in this space, and a lot of people do that through like attention seeking and things of that nature. But I feel like the most special thing about me is my music, what I'm talking about in it. The fact that like I just did Coolin' on the mic sessions. I produced that record, the first rough drafts of it I recorded myself in the crib.
Which came first, production, or did you start off as a rapper?
I started off rapping. Yeah, it just naturally fell into production because when I was in junior high, I was in band. I used to play an instrument. I used to play bass clarinet for 3 years. So that's really where the production side actually really stemmed from, playing an instrument.
Yeah,
and this is probably like 2004 to 2007.
Look, man, we in the same class, so I'm like, so you was it Drumline? Was it Drumline that did it?
Drumline was super influential. Like I thought I was gonna want to play drums, like for sure,
I was
going into
there
school.
too, yeah.
But everybody wanted to play drums, so it was like, all right, the 5 kids already picked the drums.
Look, man,
You know
I
what I'm
started
saying?
it. I tried, bro. It didn't work for me. You know what I mean? I wasn't good as I thought I
But
was.
Nicky D, you were mentioning that you were already making hip hop in high school, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, do you still rub elbows with that first pocket of homies that were just like, yo, man, like you could rap, bro. Like let's form this team, man. Let's blow up. Let's
All the time.
Let's sign that contract. Do you still run with those?
All the time. I still talk to like if I knew you in Moreno Valley and you're my homie, like I still know you. I don't have to style on you or like nah. If we remained cool, we cool.
And what's
For
dope
life.
about them too
Okay,
is
are there homies, that were in your circle and now they're not in your circle?
Oh yeah, that
Okay.
that happens too. But it's not such a negative thing. It's more so like, people get older, they grow apart. Like we just went on different paths. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like if I seen them, it's an issue or nothing. I don't really have a lot of drama with
Now,
folks.
were you rubbing elbows at that time when you barely got started rapping with other rappers that are like now doing it, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? 10 years later, like we're still in the game.
Yeah.
Were you like the only one?
Nah, it's crazy, especially in the IE, like how you mentioned Stevie and
Noah.
Noah. Everybody's still doing their thing, and that's the beautiful thing about it. That's how you know the love is real for it, because it's like it's so easy to give up. It's so easy. All you have to do is stop. You know what I'm saying? That's the easiest thing in the world to do is give up. But the fact that you don't, you know what I mean? That says a lot about you.
Oh man.
So, yeah, I think that's important, man.
So your last performance was at the Thought Fest, right?
Yeah, so that was last weekend, and then I popped out on Baldi James tour with my man Webbs and McFly. They're on tour with Baldi James right now. Those are my homies. We got a record that we did with Cassius Green from UTB as well called Car Crash. And so, I they asked me, yo, you want to do the joint? I'm like, yeah, because I love that record. So
You got a new album out coming out?
yeah, it's called Good Luck.
Good luck. Good
Yeah.
luck.
So yeah,
And these-
that
that's
should be
in these
dropping
bags
next.
right here, right?
So that's the album art. That's by my man's OK.
Yeah, I see
Ofumata.
that.
Yeah, he's a very talented artist. He does artwork for a lot of people, and he's a crazy visual painter in general. Like if you go peep all his work,
Well,
all of it is that crazy.
First impressions are key. I love the fact that they're in cannabis bags.
Yeah,
You know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying? I'm a big smoker, man. Like,
Yeah.
That was the first thing I
no,
said. I was
honestly,
like, yeah,
that's thinking
Those are
outside the
weed.
box for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I did it, cause like it's so crazy. It's excuse me, it's so crazy to see how far the weed game done came. Like,
Man.
you know,
Being from Cali,
being
yeah,
from Cali,
absolutely.
this is every day. It's regular.
From having remember because we got to see it, man. We was going to get weed
Bro,
from the corner.
The
Yeah.
first, the first
And then
shops, the first shops I would go to, honestly, were in Riverside and Moreno Valley, bro. Like this was, I'm talking 2012, 2010. There were just trap houses, bro. Like
that's
honestly,
true.
the worst trap houses I've ever seen. I would go in there, line out the door. There was one specifically right by a
On
car
Waterman?
wash.
What,
Car
on
wash. I
Waterman?
don't know. I forgot, but it was in Moreno Valley. That's video talk. It was the most sketchiest spot I've ever fucking.
They
been
all
to.
were. And then you go in and everybody's all friendly and shit. Like, it's just complete. Yeah.
Hey, and then they
Trip.
closed down 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later.
Yep. Closed down for a week and then right back. And I used to be like, yo, like, y'all just got raided. Like, yeah, that was a crazy time, man. Stuff has evolved so much. It's good and bad at the same time.
Right.
Cause like, yeah, I think it's so crazy that eighths be like $60 and $70 now.
And especially in an eighth
An
in
eighth?
New York? An eighth in New York?
How much is the eighth out there right now?
What we got? An eighth of what we got or some trash?
What we got?
That's an eighth of what we got. That's gonna be like that's $70.
See, and that's crucial. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro. My fire eights growing up was 25. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm glad the cannabis companies is getting their money, but it's like, that's over 100% markup right there.
So there's crazy. So I have
Crazy.
I have two questions for you. You know, first question is, how'd you start networking and working with Baldi James? Like, how did that come about, bro? Because he's smashing the scene, bro. Honestly, he's
So-
on a whole different level, in my opinion.
That's all. Yeah, he's one of the dopest artists out. Period. Right now. But like I said, that's all my homies, Webbs and Young McFly.
Oh, okay.
I'm very tight with them. You know what I'm saying? And we organically made, you know, dope music together. And so, you know, they
Was he recently put on Griselda, or has he been part of Griselda?
I don't know. I mean, like from the outside looking in,
From
it
the
looks
outside
like that's a
looking
new
in,
thing,
Yeah,
right?
man. Because I remember, you know, bringing out Griselda back in was it 2018?
2018, yeah.
2018. We did the first
Two times, right?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
twice. Yeah, we brought him out twice. Jay-Z came out to
Yeah,
the second
yeah.
night, right?
That's crazy.
To the second event.
That's
But,
fire.
I don't remember seeing that name come across like back at those days.
I remember I found out of Baldi James through the Cool Kids.
That's right.
That's how I started listening to Baldi James in like 2014, 15.
How did
know
you
what
get?
I'm
How
saying?
did you get on the game tour? How did that work?
So okay, so that's a pretty long story. Basically, I had a homie named Paper, who goes by Marcus Black now. I was working a lot with him. I was like best friends with his little brother in high school, and he used to always tell me like, "Yo, my big brother raps. He really in the industry, like, you know." And we all knew his music, so I would come by the house and he'll always tell his bro like, "Yo, you see Nick? He be rapping," and he never took me serious. He like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So one day he just walked in the room and he like, "Marty, get out, like, rap." But I was ready though. I was ready. I think he thought he was gonna intimidate me. And I was ready. I spit, and then from there he was like, "All right, you're different." Like, okay, I'm gonna stay. He was like, "Stay close." And then so the first thing I ever did with him was it was a song that Raekwon hopped on. It's called "Tried to Tell Him," produced by Bink, who was one of my favorite producers. You know what I'm saying? That was like one of the first big things that I ever got to do in rap. That was like, yeah, in 2012.
What year was that? You said 2012?
2012, yeah. So I was like fresh out of high school when that happened. And, you know, that song was on World Star. At the time, World Star is the biggest thing in the world. So, yeah, man. I just kept that relationship. I know. That's so crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's like damn.
Everything changes.
Fuck World Star.
Everything changes, man. So, but I just kept working with him. And then one day he gave me a call and was like, "Yo, I'm over here working with Game. Like, I showed them all your stuff. Like, come through." And I just started pulling up to the studio while he was working on documentary too. So during those sessions.
That's crazy.
And that was like a, bro, that shit was overwhelming at first.
Hey,
Cause
bro, I love the game, bro. But I got a fucking story. Just recently, I had a homie that raps, you know, and apparently the game DM'd him talking about, yo, man, we need to collab, we need to connect. This and that.
Yeah.
Right? But it was a copy and paste.
Oh,
And
okay.
it looks like someone was on his behalf soliciting other independent artists to collect thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
It was a weird. It was.
It's a lot of that going on
A lot
right
of that
now.
shit's going on,
It's,
dog. And I just had to bring that up, bro. But I love the fucking game. He's a true OG.
Yeah, he's one, like, discography wise, he got one of the coldest discographies in hip hop ever.
Point blank period.
Ever. Documentary, a classic debut album.
Man, and I stole the Doctor's Advocate. You know what I mean? Circuit City. Don't even exist no
Circuit
more.
City.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so the second question I had, and this is very important to me, because the homie Noah James, man, he means so much to undergroundhiphopblog.com, man, and as I've been in this journey in the hip hop, you know, promotional game, man, his name has always came across our table for the last 10, 12 years.
Or
You know, and I've met so many people that speak so highly of him. You know what I'm saying? So I want to ask you, like, you know, how did you meet that dude? And how were you connected with him? Because from what I heard, like, he's the one that kind of put you on your first couple shows, right?
yeah, like my first like real shows at a venue. You know, I would go do like pop-ups and stuff at like streetwear stores out in the IE. It was one called like 90 North, I think, in Riverside. This is like when like the sneaker culture and like streetwear and stuff was first really, really becoming like huge. You know what I'm saying? Outside of its core that was already wearing that stuff. So I think I met Noah through my man DJ Cornbreeze. So I used to go rap up at the skating rink when I was like 10, 11 years old. It's called Cal Skate Grand Terrace over there in the IE. And Cornbreeze I told him I rapped and he used to have me come rap up there. I'm pretty sure that's how I got in touch with Noah.
That's right.
Because once
And then
it was so organic
did
that
you
I
already
don't even
know,
remember.
but did you know he was throwing events and you were like,
Yeah,
yo, my man, like, you know?
I knew, yeah.
I'm sure everyone was DMing him, but you were like, yo, my man, like, how can I get on one of your
Yeah,
joints?
it's coming back to me now that you're bringing it up. Because like I said, it was so organic that I've known him for so long that I don't, like, you know, when you know somebody for so long, you don't think about how y'all met. That's just your homie. You know what I'm saying? You're not daily thinking about how y'all met. So, that was through Cornbreeze. I'm pretty sure it was through a DM or something like that.
No,
Yeah,
James
best
been
believe, bro,
killing
he
it,
be
man.
checking out his music.
Probably like a
his-
MySpace back then.
He be vetting his artists a lot, dude, before he puts them on, you know.
Yeah. And
Super organic.
I actually for sure remember what it was now because I used to blog too, like when I was in high school. I had a blog called Originality Kills. And so I was doing my own PR. I didn't know at the time. I was just sending out email blasts. But I was doing my own PR. Now that I think about it, like in hindsight, that's what I was doing. And I brick to your face.
Brick to your face.
Yeah, I was trying to get on brick to your face. That's what it is.
You know
for
about
sure.
that Cthree? Brick to your face,
Isn't that
Cthree's
Noah?
joint.
That's his
isn't
company.
that Noah James? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. It just he means so much to the blog. He dropped so many mic sessions. He's
Man, we
performed
did
at
an
so many of
interview.
our
We did an
events.
interview with him for
You know,
Anime and Hip Hop. It
you know.
was magical.
That's
fire.
You know, and at the time when I met Stevie Crooks, it was at a Noah James event.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You know.
Yeah.
So look, since I got you here, right, I have to ask you one thing, man. Everyone's on this Instagram tip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're part of the secret society, man. You're part of the secret. You're part of the blue checkmark society. How I see it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And man, Cthree, isn't there so many artists that kind of hit us up and kind of like ask us, like, yo, how do I get that? I'm like, well, how are we supposed to? know? I'm
Yeah,
just a
like
blogger.
y'all work at Facebook or something, right?
Like, right? Yeah, and like, yo, we don't even have the blue check mark, but and then like we've gotten DMs and emails of artists, you know, accusing us of like prioritizing artists that have blue check marks, and I'm like, yo, man, like I don't think hip hop should be ran like that. I could care less if you have a blue check mark or mine.
You
you're
just
dope.
dope and got one.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
But how did
But I want to ask you, since I want to come from the horse's mouth, bro.
Right.
Like, The day you got the blue check mark, was it like a celebration? Because I see motherfuckers be celebrating and shit. I'm like, yo, my man, you haven't even gotten paid for it yet. Like, you know
I was excited for sure. I was happy about it. You know what I mean? That'll separate you.
Absolutely.
And get people
bro.
to click faster. So I was happy
if an
about
artist
it.
goes up to you and says, hey man, how can I get that?
It's a million ways.
Right.
Whatever way happens for you, you know, that's where it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of ways. Somebody could be trying to impersonate you.
Well,
Pick someone that be at Facebook
I've read up
that you know.
I've read up that you get certain key elements, you know, that a usual rapper wouldn't get. You know what I'm saying? Certain.
You gotta have a wiki page.
I don't have a Wikipedia,
have
so
a
I don't
wiki
think
page?
so. I don't have a
Yeah,
wiki.
you don't even need a wiki
I
anymore.
don't think you need that.
I just think you need to make noise.
I think my online presence was probably enough
There it is, bro.
because when I dropped my debut album,
Like I said, you
The
just
Gray
have to make
Area,
noise, right?
in 2013, you know, we had PR that like we couldn't break into the blogs, even though like I was working with everyone that was on like Two Dope Boys and now writing all these pages. I was sending them every single thing I was dropping, but I never got on. So we did hire PR to help us out with that. Me and my producer Rick Hughes, my producer at the time,
It's needed.
and
It's needed.
literally like I got on Double XL magazine in 2013 off of that, which was like a huge deal. So that their column they do The Break, I did The Break like back then. So I you know, you gotta have a presence. You gotta be doing something. It happened to me while I was on tour with Lil Yachty.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had a song with him and Young Thug out at the time called New Day. So I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah,
that helped,
yeah,
right?
bro. We've been
You know,
working,
see,
working.
I'm gonna be real. If I was at that concert, right? You know, if I was at that concert, I would have literally told myself, "Hey, man, that kid Nicky D's shitting on everyone here."
Hey, bless. I appreciate
Oh,
that.
so you like opened up, or you had like a song? You had a song with him, and you got to perform that song, or did you?
Well, you were
get to
just on
do a-
tour with them, right?
Yeah, I was opening up
That's
the,
right.
the tour
Oh,
with
yeah.
him,
There we
but
go.
I had the
There we
song
go.
going too. Like,
I know you turned
Just
some
a-
fucking heads in there, bro. I'm just a deeply underground hip hop head. Like I can't even listen to Lil Yachty
it
or.
was a different crowd.
Oh, bro, it's a whole different crowd.
They was
I'm
young.
sure when you were
They
in
was
there, bro,
turned.
you
It was
turned
love.
heads, though.
But I liked, like, it was a dope experience. Like, I like anything that's new and I can learn from. So I learned a lot on that tour, like where hip hop is going, whether people like it or not. Mainstream at
tapping
least.
into the youth too, right?
Tapping
'Cause
into the
those
youth.
cats be rapping for it. Like I always tell rappers, like you always have to rap for people younger than you, bro. Like
You do.
if you're sitting here trying to make a career for cats that are older than you,
Oh yeah, that's a
good
no
fucking
go.
luck,
That's
bro.
a no go.
And to be honest, like people older than me, like I feel like just started using the internet fully like the last 5 years. Like as far as understanding how Instagram works and all this stuff, you know? Like
Yeah.
there's no age barrier. But like if you're older, you know, you probably
It's-
you
it's-
got different
it's harder-
priorities
Yeah,
in
it's
life.
harder to teach an old dog new tricks. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Cause my son, he grabbing the phone, he doing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, how the.
How you even know how to do that? Yeah.
He calling people and like.
Nah, it's crazy how kids will pick up a tablet and like know what every button does, like off the bat.
You know what I like? Hey,
crazy.
bro, look, it's symbolic. It's
sure.
like it's symbolic thought. You know how we gotta read. Then when they get on that phone, they see symbols. They like. They
Yeah,
just
that
going straight
means something to them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
has your Instagram account ever been disabled? Like
Nope.
Okay, good.
Thank God.
I've been seeing a lot of that lately. I don't know if it's because they got fake followers or they actually posted some shit that they shouldn't have.
I see. I understand that side of it. So I have never hired bots to comment on my behalf. I've never did a spam service. I've never bought followers. And number one, like that just goes against my integrity personally. But number two, I just understand like, yo, if I'm working this hard to build this fan base on this platform, I'm not doing nothing to jeopardize it because then it was all for nothing. Then I got to start over. I'm cool. I'm all the way cool off of that.
They
So
hacked me. That's their excuse, right?
and see, that's the thing too. Like you got to be careful with your passwords. You need to be changing your passwords up every couple months. You got to understand that your security online, you need to take care of it just like you would in real life. Like
Right.
when you out on the street and you looking around, making sure nobody's being weird towards you. You need to be acting like that online too, because it's online warfare going on too.
Just recently, Instagram and Facebook
Shut down.
shut down for a day.
Shut down for a whole day.
Did you panic?
Nah.
Okay.
You
I
know
mean,
what
I was just like, man, my biggest following is on my Instagram.
There you go.
So I'm
There
like,
you go.
I wanted to come back. But like I said, I understand the internet. I had a little faith. I was like, yo, Facebook is like one of the biggest corporations in the world. It's
the
gonna
email
come back.
list, bro. The email list and the phone numbers, man. It's gonna get crucial, you know.
That's what I took from it too. It was like a lesson. Like I've been building my email list, but now I'm like, okay. Like I already knew that I gotta do this, but now I see why.
Yo, when Facebook and Instagram was taken down, bro, I was so happy.
Word.
I was like, I called it. This is not permanent. It's not, perfect.
Nah, it's not.
Because we dominate in the SEO side, underground hip hop blog. And I've always been telling people, hey man, that's just all temporary. It comes and goes, but your .com always stays.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll stay there.
Because I know for a fact the biggest names in the music business, they survive off of their newsletters,
Yep.
and their subscriber bases.
Yeah.
Because it's a matter of, paying a couple $100 a MailChimp, pressing that button, and you're sending a newsletter off to about 25,000 of your fans
At once.
at once.
So it's less manpower that's required. You know what I'm saying? So now
Hopefully,
you
taught
can
you a lesson.
Now you can use your time.
The easier it is direct to fan marketing. Like, how can you do direct to fan marketing and cut out everybody? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like the way I look at it, it's like this. You can tap your homie on the shoulder at a party and be like, hey, can you tell your homegirl to come talk to me? Or you can go up and talk to her and game her.
100%.
And 9 times out of 10, you having the courage to go talk to her is what's going to get you her number, rather than your home. Hey, you see my boy in the corner over there? Like, he want to talk to you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I like that analogy. I like that.
So
You heard that?
yeah, you gotta like reach out yourself. You feel me?
So look, we got Cthree right here in the building. We got the one and only Nicky D's out of the IE, man. You just
sir.
killed the mic session.
That was fun. Thank y'all.
Thank you,
Like
man.
I love performing live.
One take Jake too.
We've shot, honestly, well over 600, 700 of these mic sessions.
Wow.
Yeah. And our first one ever,
Who was it?
Self-Provoked.
Oh
I don't know
wow.
if you ever heard of that.
Yeah, I
name.
know what self-provoked is.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
dope.
He was
That's
the
dope.
one that kind of influenced us to, keep the momentum flowing.
Keep doing those. That's good.
Because when we released his, it worked.
Yeah.
He has a following. He has a nice little cult fan base.
That's history. We need like a ticker at the bottom or some shit.
Yeah,
Tell us up.
and I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of that kid, man, and I wish him the best. Anything he needs, he knows I got his back when it comes to promotion and stuff.
That's love that y'all feel that way about y'all artists y'all work with, man. That's important, bro. We care about that. Like us artists, we appreciate that. Whether everyone lets you know or not, like that it means something.
Right.
For real.
Right. So we got Cthree right here. We got the one and only Nicky D's, man.
What it is.
We're about to wrap it up. Guys, make sure you guys check out the merchandise in the YouTube link. We have our shop live and active.
It's right at the bottom
Right
down
at the
there.
bottom, get the T-shirts, get the beanies, get the bucket caps, the sweaters, the hoodies.
Get it all.
It is hoodie season right now, too.
Yeah.
Any
Again,
merchandise
Feel
that you
me?
have for the fans?
Yeah, I have merch available. So y'all see this right here. This album, Good Luck, is my upcoming EP that's finna come out. 7 songs. I produced the whole thing. We're gonna be selling these bags. We're gonna have some T-shirts, some wearables, and what I'm trying to figure out right now is what my merch really is gonna be on the digital side of things. I'm heavy in the blockchain and NFTs and things like that, so I'm trying to figure out that part right now.
Check this out. We got the most popular video on Dogcoin.
Oh wow.
I call it Dogcoin.
Yeah. There's a million ways
If you
pronounce
type in Dogcoin Super Bowl commercial, we got the #1 video in the world.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Check it
I'm
out.
heavy.
I think you probably saw it too. And we were in Dogcoin prior to that release, so it was very rewarding.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. That's fire. That's fire, man. Yeah, y'all was invested in the
People
dog.
thought it was so real. They were like asking us, "Yo, is it really gonna play in the Super Bowl?" Like that's how people were so invested into the Dogecoin thing.
Yeah, for sure, man. No, that's dope. I'm glad y'all in
before
crypto.
we leave, ETF. I'm sorry, ETF. I'm not talking stocks. And shit.
Right? Yeah, I was like, oh, we going there with it.
No. The not cryptocurrency, but the art.
Yeah.
NFT.
NFTs, bro.
Yes.
Before we go, bro, how important are NFTs to you? I'm so for NFT. I'm pro NFT.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Like, tell us a little bit about those projects.
I think NFTs are important, just because like, as we're going digital, like people want something tangible. You know what I'm saying? And if they can't get a physical product, as our world is going more digital, not everything is going to, be able to be held physically.
So for the
but the
people who don't
NFT
know,
is a way to prove that you own this digitally.
But for
You know
the
what I'm
people
saying?
who don't know what an NFT is, if they don't know the concept, can you go ahead and break it down?
Yeah, it's basically, so the blockchain is like a public ledger. You know what I'm saying? You can see every transaction that's going on. It's very transparent. It's a timestamp. Once it's on the blockchain, it can never be removed. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to ownership. It comes down to proof of ownership. So your NFT, what you're doing is you're minting something onto a coin. NFT stands for non-fungible token. So it's the only coin of its kind that proves that you own this item to your corresponding wallet address. You know what I'm saying? So this is
It's like a server.
that
It's
you-
like a
So
server.
it's essentially a piece of digital art or content that's private. That's for themselves.
you
That's in
can
a
you
digital
can prove
exchange.
that you own it and you can resell it.
Oh man.
So it's like because the main argument against NFTs right now, people are like, yo, I can go and right click the picture and hit save as and I have it, but it's like you can't sell that JPEG. I can. And if you can do that, that means anyone else can do it, right? So you don't own it. Yeah. But I have this timestamp on the blockchain in my wallet, and I can transfer it to someone. There's a way to verify that, and that's why it's important. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's really why it's super important.
Yeah, that's basically taking full ownership of your content.
Yeah, you can go to a museum and take a picture of the exhibit, but the museum owns that art piece. And they can prove it because you show up to their physical brick and mortar location and it's there. You don't walk out with it. You can take a picture to walk out with the memory of it, but you don't have it.
It's almost like monetizing art. You know what I mean?
That's a thing too. It's
There
important
it is,
for
man.
creators.
There
You know
it
what
is,
I'm saying?
man.
And not only for the creators, like if let's say you purchase an NFT, like bro, that NFT could be worth something. And now you as the consumer, it's like this. This is why I really want to drop music as NFTs, because it's like this. Someone could buy my song on iTunes, right? But that song lives on their platform. If you don't have the iTunes app or whatever, like it's stuck there. You know what I'm saying? You can't really take it with you unless you know what I mean? It's their file. It's on their server. But if I drop an NFT, a song is an NFT, and you buy that, you own that, and you can resell that song. You don't own the rights to my song, but you own that copy, that edition of that song. And so now you have it in addition to being able to listen to it and stuff. So that's really why I want to get
Well,
heavily
there it is,
involved.
man.
Yeah,
like, let me know. Make sure you send that email.
Man,
blast
I got
when
a
you do
comic,
release your
man. You know,
content.
you gotta figure this out.
Let
I would
me know.
definitely like to purchase one or two or a couple.
I got you.
Custom prints and stuff.
We're going to definitely.
Here it is. We got Cthree. We got the one and only Nicky D's.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for tuning in.
Hey, get that merch. Get that merch down there. I see. Underground Hip Hop Blog Podcast. You already know what it is. My name is C3. This is Armando. This is Nicky D's.
Yep. We're going to